nice wins. Great to be 3-0. Certainly, I think we're working closer to playing a complete game. I think, first half obviously was not a thing of beauty. We're missing a few key pieces. I thought we were a little out of sync. But I think these non-conference games are really good in preparing you for big games. And you don't want everything necessarily to be easy all the time because you don't know how to deal with adversity. I thought we dealt with a little adversity at halftime, them going on a little bit of a run and a half, their goalie being hot at the end of the half, where their goalie had, I think, 6 saves in that second quarter. So as much as I wanted to be mad, we had 20 shots at half, which is that's a healthy amount. So we just had to be a little bit more efficient shooting and moving her a little bit. So, and then defensively, we shored some things up. I attribute my 2 assistant coaches, Sydney Pareca, who does a lot of our draw and offensive stuff, but I thought the draw kept us alive in the first half. And our defensive coach made some tweaks and switching personnel, putting lefties on righties, all sorts of X's and O type adjustments that I thought made a big impact. So it just allowed us to get a little bit more comfortable in a different personnel setting.
So, Coach, another win today to make it 3 in a row. How do you feel about the win, and how do you feel this run affects your team's mentality going forward?
I think we win a lot here in Laval. I think it's something that I think good teams take care of business at home. Do I think we're playing our best lacrosse right now? No, nor should we. But I think our effort is outstanding. I think the kids care. I think we got a great group of veterans. I'm fortunate enough to be able to coach them. And, 3-0 is a nice start, but I think if you went to Vegas and said we'll Stony Brook be 3-0 after the first 3, I think the answer would probably be yes, right? So I think we did what we were supposed to do. But I think ultimately, again, this was a good step up in competition. I think Arizona State, they struggled last year, but coaching staff does a nice job, put some good players together, and they have a lot of Long Island kids, so they were excited to play here at Stony Brook. But I think it's, for us, it's about winning and compiling wins and, moving a step closer. Every game's a step, right? So for us, this was step 3. Now we get a chance to heal up a little bit, 3 games in a really short window, and then be able to go on another run of games where we, Villanova, Syracuse, Hopkins, and Denver, which is really if we're going to be home in May, I think we got to do a good job in those games.
All right. So you guys are playing great right now, carrying over your form from last season. What do you think has been the secret for your team's success?
I think really outstanding head coach job. No, I'm kidding. I think honestly we have a veteran group that I love these kids. Like honestly, I think it's more than lacrosse here with these guys. So it's a special class. I don't know if there's necessarily been a group like this. Maybe one would rival it. Maybe the year we were undefeated and with Kylie and Murph their senior year. But I think there's a strong connection here. So. I think we're just enjoying every day together. I think we are where our feet are, and I think it's, fortunate enough to be able to lead this group. And I think we have a strong system in place that is designed for the type of personnel we have. We have superstar players. We have elite role players. We have kids that are seniors that are getting their first crack at starting and doing an awesome job with that. So I think we have a perfect blend of experience with young guys. We had a freshman today who I thought was arguably changed the whole course of the game, number 35. So I thought she did a great job in kind of flipping the script a little bit and winning some momentum back and not just scoring goals, but defensively she was awesome, getting some knockdowns, clearing the ball, showing a lot of poise for a kid. So when you're surrounded with so many veteran kids, veteran players, it's not an easy thing for a freshman to go in and be a boss. And I thought Bella was a boss today. Mm-hmm. Bella the boss.
Bella the boss. That's a new nickname. There you go.
All right. So your offense had yet another impressive showing today. What do you think is the key to building a chemistry that's required to have such a prolific attack like yours?
Well, I think we have the best player in the country. I do. I think we have the best offensive player in the country. And I think, I don't know, there was some kind of ranking that she was. What number did they give you?
16.
Yeah, I don't know a lot. Like I can't balance a checkbook. I'm a good dad, probably average husband, but like for the most, I know lacrosse, and there are not 13 players that are better than number 12. She's an elite player, one of the best kids to ever put the uniform on here. I actually was reading her stat line to the team, and as long as I've been doing, I don't think I've ever read a stat line of 6 goals, 5 assists, 10 draw controls. Like, that's just absurd. And she's a team player. So when your best kids are your hardest workers and team players, and that's where it's contagious here. It allows, you look at Charlotte's goal scoring productivity this year is off to a great start. And, Claire's just, we named our hard hat award the Claire from now on, just because the kid just does everything. So, and we played without Caitlin Hart today, who's arguably one of the top attackmen in the country. So, we get Jaden Hampel back next week. We scored 20 today without 2 All-Americans. So, I think the best is yet to come, not to sound like a cliche, but I love this group. They're great. They buy in. They understand what I want. We have conversations from 70 yards away with no words. We legitimately are ad-libbing offensive sets while they're standing in front of me, and they're so good and connected with me that they score almost on command. So that's not normal. I've been doing this a long time. It's not something that happens often. But you look at these guys and then you add, we have a legitimate quarterback with Alex Finn, who, today was 4-3. She's now at the part of the show where you're like, she was pretty good today, and then all of a sudden you look and she has 7 points. So I thought Finney did a good job when we got stale a little bit of being able to stop the bleeding with some nice passing and some cuts, and be able to get some assists, some easy tap-ins that always help. And our power play was good. Coming out of the half, 1-goal game, we went on the power play, and we got that power play goal to start. Our power play is as good as it comes. So if teams are going to foul us, they're going to pay. Unlike your Devils last night. So, but for the most part, that's pick your poison on as far as our offensive power play.
All right. This is the last question. So you guys appeared to be dominant for the majority of the game, but there was a time when you almost lost the lead. Do you see this as more of a potential issue for you guys or for the team, or more of a testament to your resilience on the field?
It was bad head coaching, but you guys take this.
I think, obviously that decline in the second quarter wasn't ideal, but I think what was more important was our response to that. In the second half, they might have hit us hard, but we hit back even harder. I think that, thinking about long term, to be able to deal with that pressure and respond in a positive way is the most, I couldn't be prouder of our team because of that.
I think we were connecting on all ends, I think, right when we got back from the half. And I think that knowing that we were down knowing that they had that deficit on us, which was just 1 goal, I think we just needed to calm ourselves a little bit, connect, and just kind of talk it through. I know for me, at least, we were talking at all times, and she was getting on me, I was getting on her, Claire too, all of our offense. I think we just needed to connect a little more, and I think we did that right when we came out of it.
I think it's really important to hold each other accountable, which is what Charlotte just said, and I think we respect each other as players enough to know that if Charlotte tells me, Ellie, you got to figure it out, I'm going to be yeah, got to figure out, you know what I mean? So, I think our relationship off the field really helps us to regain our momentum into the second half.
That's a veteran thing, right? So, I don't think a lot of teams can do that. I'm not sure, it's, it's a Mamba mentality. These are my captains, these 3, and Caitlin Hart, and I legitimately send them clips and leadership things all the time, and just hey, and I tell a team all the time, if somebody's getting on they're not, they're a teammate, they want you to be better, and you're trying to win a game, so this is not time to take it personal or feel bad about it, or just, this is a time where all right, they're giving you information that's going to help you win this game, and these guys do such a good job of understanding that, where they're really getting at each other. It's just good. It's healthy. That is healthy. And that's what championship teams do. Nobody's feelings are. They want to win. They want to win.
Sorry, I should have clarified it. I also have questions for Charlotte.
Go get them.
So I'll start with Charlotte. So you guys had once again another dominant performance today on the attacking side of the ball. What do you think is essential to establishing chemistry like that requires you to have such a free scoring attack?
I think, like we said before, accountability is just so huge for us. Like Coach said, I think role playing and just, we have our quarterback, we have people who make plays, and today I think it was our role playing that kind of excelled us through some tough moments or some times where we didn't know what we wanted to do yet. We have plays, but we're freelancing most of the time, so I think kind of everyone just empowered their role on the field today and just kind of took the bull by its horns and just knew that we had to get goals when we need to get goals, and if that didn't work, we needed just to look up, and we knew that second option was going to be there. So I think our assists were great today, and everyone just knew exactly what they had to do.
All right, and so you got a hat trick today, another performance.
Three?
Hey.
What are you up to? How many you got now?
4, 5, 6.
Okay.
So how do you feel about the win, and how do you feel this run of wins will affect the team's mentality going forward?
I think, like Coach said, 3-0 is where we should be, and we knew that we're home. We want to win. We want to be having that 3-0 going into everything that we have been going into. We had a stretch this week where we had to get through 3 big games. I think that going into the games that we have, we're right where we should be. But like you said, being where our feet are and just taking one game at a time is where our mentality is. I know for us 3, for like the draw, for offense, for defense, we're all contributing, and I just think that being just connected, having that chemistry that we all have, and just kind of being where our feet are and knowing that it's one game at a time to get where we need to go in the future is just what we were all thinking.
All right, perfect. And so Ellie, you guys once again played really well on offense today. What do you think is really like pushing this chemistry that is pushing for a free-flowing attack like that?
I think exactly what Charlotte said. I think the role playing is a huge part, and I think having Finney added to our roster was incredible for us. She makes our jobs easier on our cuts. I know that she's gonna feed it to me whenever I cut, Morgan cuts, Charlotte cuts, and I think utilizing, like, say they're locking me off or they're locking Finney off, like utilizing that to play into other people. So like Charlotte will cut off of me. You know what I mean? It's just, I think we know what we have to do, and we just have to figure it out.
Last one for the players. What went well in the draw control today?
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
This is the whole draw unit here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, us
Coach
3.
Sid should be here, not me.
I think starting off with knowing who we were playing, knowing what they did and how to respond. But we knew what they did, but we played our game. That was the most important thing. We didn't change how we played for them. We knew what to expect, but we dominated where we dominate. And I think the communication from that girl right there.
When she's able to place the ball in spots, and then these guys can use their athleticism to chase it down. And the freshman G Ford did a nice job of getting in there and getting a couple draws under her belt. Getting Jaden back next game will help. And we're asking Charlotte to do a lot, so I don't think people realize, she's playing offense, she's playing defense, she's clearly scoring goals, she's making defensive plays, and then she has to take every draw, which is taxing in itself. So that is something where I know she makes it look really easy, and sometimes we have to remind her that you got to share a little bit so that we can keep you fresh, and because we need her to score goals. So she's obviously one of our top leading scorers in the midfield. So I think she does a really good job of dictating what these guys are doing.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.